fact. Hindustan Times, in fact, has brought out that hopping that happened on the lunar, surface by India's Vikram lander. It just hopped, is what it says. Vikram pulls off a lunar hop before entering sleep mode, ladies and gentlemen. That is the kind of news that they have put out. They have set out 2 pictures to, in fact, prove that factor, that the Chandrayaan 3 lander shows the view from its camera just about how much it had to hop. So it said that it softly, it floated around 40 centimeters and then softly landed again at around 30-40 centimeters away from where its initial landing was. So it is said to be an experimental effort that was being carried out. Meanwhile, Chandrayaan, of course, I have been tracking that story as well. My colleagues have been tracking that story as well. It has entered what we call as a sleep mode, and it would take 14 days on Earth days for it to, on the lunar surface, for the light to return to that same region again. And we're just hoping that it restarts and gives us more amazing details. Of course, we are the first to confirm sulfur twice by 2 different payloads on the lunar surface as well. And also, there is another big news as well. Aditya L1, the observatory that the ISRO has launched, has done a second successful maneuver. It's a series of maneuvers that the ISRO is carrying out, and these maneuvers will in fact be around the orbit of the Earth, and they'll keep racing that orbit until they try to put it at the L1 point, which is a point where it will be observing the sun from. Pankaj and Nancy, well, Chandrayaan has gone to sleep. As you can see, the moon is going to sleep while the sun is awakened. So, there is this thing about when ISRO, from being sending their payloads by transporting from cycles to bullock carts. Well, it's now talking about so much of serious science that the world has taken note of. And there was a very interesting comment that I was reading from a blogger. He said that finally the world knows what Indian jugaad can do, and the jugaad concept is there when it comes to ISRO as well. Pankaj, how do you in fact see 2 prestigious projects out there, the world's attention also on it? I think everybody is looking at the jugaad factor in it. How on earth can you actually get so much of science with so less investment? And I think that blogger in fact went ahead and said there's only one answer, and that is jugaad.
This word jugaad, I think, has made it to the Oxford English Dictionary also. And obviously, the role that Indians have played, ISRO has played as far as space exploration is concerned, is remarkable. And you're right, it started with a bullock cart. We still have the pictures of how the rocket parts were being carried on a bicycle, and how India took baby steps and reached this point where the world is taking note of it. Yes, there are several statistics, Varghese, which put ISRO above rest of the space explorations and the bodies and the multi-million-dollar investments being done through several international, space exploration bodies. ISRO has done 2 things. First, it has kept the budget within limits. I mean, there are so many examples. I mean, people talk about the movie Interstellar. People talk about rest of other Hollywood movies which have been made on a budget more than what India put in Chandrayaan, what India put in Mangalyaan also. So all those steps, that is one aspect of it, the budget. And secondly, the precision with which India mended its ways from Chandrayaan 2 to Chandrayaan 3, and now Aditya L1 obviously tells volumes about the kind of approach and the kind of role ISRO can play without making much noise. I'm not saying that, when it comes to NASA, when it comes to Roscosmos, these international space bodies also have contributed a lot in bringing human beings up to speed with what is the latest, talking about the evolution of the solar system, the Milky Way. We are part of all those things. But as far as making outer space explorations are concerned, India's techniques, obviously, which are very much, I would say, Atmanirbhar and indigenous, has actually made the world take a very serious look and at what India has achieved. And in the years to come, also, Varghese, I mean, the calendar is very busy. You know, if you take a look at 2024, 2026, we have plans of, first an unmanned mission to space, then manned mission to space also. We are sending a robot as of now to the space. So all those things put together, I would say, well, interesting days ahead for ISRO.
Well, interesting days ahead. You are the one who said, Nancy, that the world has taken note of us, especially with Chandrayaan as well as Aditya L1. You have Vikram, Vikram is now on a sleep mode right now, but Chandrayaan and we have Aditya, in fact, trying to have an eye on the sun. As a, we have seen how ISRO has progressed over the years, but I think you have more ambitions for ISRO, isn't it? Like, what was the kind of future that you would like to see for ISRO when we see this? Nancy.
Oh, well, sir, this discussion reminded me of this thing that I read on social media that, the specialty of ISRO is that we might not get there first, but we will get there cheaper. But this time, I think we reached there first. We were the first country to land on the south pole of the moon, and we got there cheaper as well. So I think it's one of the interesting point about ISRO that, we take care of the budget as well. And I have to point it out that it is so it's so interesting to see that my generation following ISRO on Twitter, and actively following it, that Vikram landed, hopped off, it went to sleep mode. I think this follow up of the mission, I think I have never seen this before, like in Chandrayaan 2 and Mars mission and all that have been done. I think this time the youth of the country is so much interested and so much with there. We are following Aditya L1, we are following ISRO. We know what L1 point is. We know that okay, Vikram was the lander, Pragyan is the rover. Okay, now it has gone to sleep mode. So I think the interest that it is generating in the young minds is so interesting to see that India finally exploring. It's not just something that a group of a bunch of people in scientists are doing, the nerds are doing, but everybody is so interested in seeing the course of this mission and seeing ISRO, and everybody's putting out stories on Instagram and everywhere that supporting ISRO, supporting the scientists, so in congratulating ISRO. I think that was so interesting to see that young youthful mind like us, like my generation, being so interested and supporting it and following till the end. And now I go and I talk to my friends and they know everything about it. Yeah, Chandrayaan 3 is there and Aditya L1. This is going to be. We're talking, we're discussing L1 point. If he goes there, it goes there. The whole mission goes downward. So I think that knowledge that we have, that interest that we are showing right now, is very interesting to see. And I think we have more. We have a bright future ahead in the space explorations.